Welcome to the first episode of a show I'm calling the Tuesday Tidbit, where once a week we take one topic in the world of sports and spend a few minutes digging a little bit deeper into it, breaking it down, dissecting it, so to speak, so you can stay on top of all things sports. As a diehard Kansas City fan, I find it's only right to start out this series talking about the big news coming out of Kansas City with Jac Caglianone being called up to the majors. He is, of course, the Royals' #1 overall prospect and has been one of the most exciting players in the major league so far this season. We're going to talk a bit about why I think this is the right time and what others are saying about calling him up to the league too fast. And finally, we'll talk a little bit about what he can bring to a roster that has been struggling to keep the Royals in contention for a playoff spot. Without further ado, let's get into it. But first, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can see every time I post. As with all elite prospects moving to the minors, Jac Caglianone has been the topic of the debate between, do you call up a guy when he's shown that his talent is all there, he's head and shoulders better than almost everybody in the minor leagues, or do you practice patience and let them work through the majority of or all of a minor league season? I understand that this is a season that's longer than the college or high school seasons that these kids have played in the past. I understand that all players are going to work their way through slumps. There's going to be adversity, ups and downs, the difficulty sometimes bonding with a new team that's constantly changing like it is in the minors. But in this case, I lean more toward this guy's shown us everything that he needs to show. Through 40 minor league games, he's hit 15 home runs. He's leading the minors in RBIs with 56 at both levels. Has hit above 300. And in his very short 12-game stint in AAA, had an OPS over 1,000. There's really nothing for him left to prove. He's gone above and beyond and show that he is serviceable in right field. He can play first base or obviously DH. There's been talk of a logjam at first base with the Royals having Vinny Pasquantino and Salvador Perez sharing time there. And of course, Matt Quatraro is a manager who doesn't necessarily like to use a permanent DH. The Royals front office has also been vocal about not wanting to bring Caglianone up to the major leagues while the offense is struggling. And while I understand this, it is a very, very valid concern. This is a guy who is going to be coming in expected to shoulder a great deal of the offensive production in this lineup, with so many players struggling and the team as a whole showing no ability to hit for power, sitting at dead last in home runs as a team. Unfortunately for the Royals, this is a team that has playoff aspirations, and the fan base wants the team to get back to the playoffs after somewhat of a surprising appearance in the postseason last year. This is a team who has one of, if not the best, pitching staffs in all of baseball. Currently, the pitching staff sits at 4th in ERA, 2nd in shutouts, and is top 10 in both WHIP and opponent batting average against. This is a team that has the second lowest runs allowed, sitting only behind the New York Mets. Meanwhile, the offense is not holding up their end of the deal. When the Royals take the field tonight against the St. Louis Cardinals, Jac Caglianone will already be the team's primary home run threat. Adding a bat like Caglianone's into a roster that has struggled with power, hitting with runners in scoring position, so on and so forth, could be the spark that this team needs to pick up the offense to match the level of production that the starting rotation has put up. If you've watched the Royals this year, you've seen us lose games 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, while leaving 10 or more runners on base and wasting outstanding starts from guys like Chris Bubic, Michael Wacha, Noah Cameron, who the team originally didn't expect to be pitching at this level. How long can you expect some of these starters to keep going out there pitching deep into games and giving it their all, knowing that the offense isn't going to produce behind them? If Jac Caglianone can come in and give 70 to 75% of the production that he showed in the minor leagues, then this team immediately jumps back into playoff conversation and potentially becomes a real threat in the American League. Thank you for watching the first episode of the Tuesday Tidbit. Make sure to follow our other shows, The Cycle, which posts once a week talking about 4 trending baseball topics, and then when football season rolls around, the 4 Downs podcast, which talks 4 trending NFL topics. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.